Well, good afternoon to you. I want to take you through the time lapse just to give you a view of the smoke and haze that we had this early morning, and we may have some more on the way. So let's take a gander here. I'm going to stop at around the 7 o'clock hour. You can see it kind of popping in, and you can see that haziness out in the distance there. Once we get past that, we get into some clearing to get some of that out of the way. Most of it tracked out all the way over to the Great Lakes. Now, that being said, we get a gander at this. There it is, kind of moving out of the way, but we have more smoke coming, and that's a bigger batch. This is all that smoke coming out of the west, and it continues to track our way. So all those big fires that are out there in the west continue to track this way, and this is going to continue going through most of the week. Warmer conditions are expected today, and we'll also be seeing that carry over into Thursday, and then by Thursday going into Friday, well, we begin to cool on down. Well, don't get too carried away. It's only going to be in the miles, so we're looking at mostly low 80s for our forecast. And some locations will probably be bumping into the 70s in some cases to the north. Mild conditions will ensue as we go through the next few days here, and this will continue on. Looking down to the south, though, this is Tropical Storm Francine that will turn into a Category 1 hurricane as we go through the next couple of days. In fact, it will kind of go from Tuesday, possibly making landfall by Wednesday, right over by either Lake Charles or portions of Lafayette going into Louisiana. That being said, all of that rainfall is going to continue to press into the Gulf and also working its way into areas right by Jackson, Mississippi, getting into Memphis, Tennessee. The possibility of that not out of the question. Out of that, though, you see that big plume right here. That's the increasing humidity and moisture in the atmosphere that's headed our way, and that's what's going to affect us and warm up our local temperatures. One of the reasons. We'll also see as Francine makes a move here, you're going to see that continue on, passing by Galveston, Texas, and Houston, Texas, and then putting some good rainfall over in Louisiana, where it's pretty much they've been in the rainfall over the last 3 weeks, and that means it's going to be just rain on top of rain, and that means flooding potential is going to be grand. We're going to hold on to that going in. You see all that moisture kind of moving in, and that big plume is headed our way, Cincinnati all the way to St. Louis, and then beyond to Chicago, and then up into La Crosse. You can see that where some of that is in our direction. Here's a look at the flooding potential. As I mentioned, as we go through today, you're looking at, and tomorrow, you're looking at least a moderate to a slight chance of flooding all the way carrying over into Florida. And then once you get into landfall, where you're seeing that to be in a moderate risk of severe weather, or I should say of flash flooding, and that's where the danger comes on. So again, it's water on top of water. This continues all the way up from Jackson to Mississippi, just north of Atlanta, and getting all the way up to just shy of St. Louis and Cincinnati. You get a boost here of the water vapor in the image. This is our rainfall potential coming out of Nebraska and heading to South Dakota. As we go through the next motions, we're going to be seeing here some rainfall potential coming in, but it's so weak and you're not going to see much in the forecast out of it. We'll carry over to how this all looks as we go into our 8-day forecast, and then away we go with this. You're going to be seeing the possibility of conditions to be like this: 84 today, 84 tomorrow, and then once you get into the forecast for the next few days, temperatures getting up to the near 90-degree mark, possibly, and then we cool on back down. As Alexandra said earlier, it's a roller coaster ride of our local temperatures.
Yeah, kind of like a kiddie roller coaster. It's not too bad, right? Not yet.
I'll go with that. I'm like, kiddie, that was fun the last time I went on one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, small bumps for now. Thank you, Art.